what's up, y'all? So I wanted to sample run today in Santa Monica, and I'm excited to show you guys what I came up with. So let's get into it.
I know it's Tuesday, but it's feeling like a Monday vibe. Woke up depressed and now my smile, it just loves to hide. But if there's one thing that I know will make me lose track of time, it's music, it's music, it's music. It's music to my ears, it keeps me in the clear. And when I catch that beat and spit that heat, I'm ready for better years. I'm coming with new ideas, I'm fighting these common fears. Organic.
So I got a kick from the volleyball players. I got a hi-hat from our skateboards in the sand. I got a snare from the palm tree. And you know I couldn't leave without getting some environment sounds from the ocean. So the samples I knew that were going to require a lot of post-processing were the kick, the snare, and the hi-hat. So originally the kick sounded like this. But after I lowered the pitch by 10 semitones, I was able to bring out a little more of that low resonance. Threw in a low pass filter so I could cut some of those highs. And after that, I added Cashmere Essentials kick, just like before. Give a little more of that boom, dusty sound. All right. And then I added some reverb actually. And I know that everyone's going to be like, don't use reverb on your kick. Don't use reverb on your kick. It creates a lot of mud. But I decided to do it anyways, just because I really wanted to put the kick inside of an actual room. It sounded way too stale without it. So, but it sounded cool to me at the end of it. So that's what I did. That gave it a little bit more of a room type vibe to it. And then I added these sends right here to split the kick into two different elements. The sub of the kick, where I cut the highs, basically just so I could get the low rumbles, and I channeled that through the channel EQ as well, through on a sub bass for a deep club kick enhancer there. And I also split the top end of the kick, and I distorted it so that I was able to have it cut through in different elements in the mix, and you'll understand why in a second. So overall, that kick ended up sounding like this. So originally the snare sounded like this. It was weak, kind of like a bag of paper. So I knew I was going to have to use a lot of the plugins that I had to really bring out the sounds that I heard within that sample. So the first plugin I used was Cashmere Essentials kick on the snare, which is kind of unconventional in the way that you would think about it, but these knobs actually apply a lot of different effects to the samples you might be using, so sometimes it's fun to just get creative with them. I use the transient knob to bring up that initial hit, the mid knob to bring up more of those resonant frequencies, tape, pressure, and compression, just to give it all more elements of compression to really bring out those frequencies, make it a little bit more crispy, and give it some noise and grit. Next, I added a bit crusher, which brings down the resolution of the entire sample, and basically just distorts it, gives it a little bit more noise and different effects there. That ended up sounding like this. So lastly, in terms of the parts of this that actually changed the sound, I use Snare Buzz. So Snare Buzz, like we talked about last time, is a plugin that emulates the reverberation of a snare within a room. So it gives your samples a little bit more life, it gives a little more body and environment, so that the listener knows, where they can place the sound really. But at the end of the day, I actually didn't make this sound at all like a conventional snare. It's more like a layer and accent that you would put to give a distinct effect or add some character. So all in all, that ended up sounding like this. Pretty weird. So lastly was the hi-hat. The hi-hat originally sounded like this. That was our skateboards that we put into the sand to get some of those grainy and granular, like shaker type sounds in there. So the first thing I did to change that sound was I raised the pitch by 7 semitones, and I added a bandpass filter, and I raised the cutoff and the drive just to give more of that granular, sandy type sound, the noise really effect that was in there. once I did that, I actually used Kashmir Essentials Kick again, unconventionally. I raised the transient by 21% and the mid knob by 100%, and added a little bit of air to give it more of those high frequencies, the shine on it, and that ended up sounding like this. So I was able to bring out some of those crispy sounds that sand and other elements of hi-hats have. So when I started constructing this beat, I started off with a kick loop that sounded like this. And then I threw in the wave sample, the ocean sample that I got from the beach. Then I used the vibe sound that I had on one of my synths. So then I added some keys that sounded like this. Then I wanted some elements to really support that synth, so I added bass and a lead. Yeah. After that, I added the hi-hat. So that was pretty much the foundation of the beat. After that, I added a rap on top, a little bars here and there, just to give it more of an organization and a flow. I had a lot of fun making this video and really collecting these samples. It was good to be outside for a little bit. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys at the next one, all right? Peace.
I know it's Tuesday, but it's feeling like a Monday vibe. Woke up depressed and now my smile, it just loves to hide. But if there's one thing that I know will make me lose track of time, it's music, it's music, it's music. It's music to my ears, it keeps me in the clear. And when I catch that beat and spit that heat, I'm ready for better years. I'm coming with new ideas, I'm fighting these common fears. Organic and planted like I grew it on another planet. And cut it up and throw it in the bowl, and mix it up and add your touch, it's healthy for the soul. I'll break it down and tear it up, just don't lose your control. And when you're ready, let it go. I know it's Tuesday, but it's feeling like a Monday vibe. Woke up depressed and now my smile, it just loves to hide. But if there's one thing that I know will make me lose track of time, it's music, it's music, it's music. I know it's Tuesday, but it's feeling like a Monday vibe. Woke up depressed and now my smile, it just loves to hide. But if there's one thing that I know will make me lose track of time, it's music, it's music, it's music.